Hello! Welcome to the Colourful Creativity podcast. My name is Carolien and this is episode 76. You can find me online everywhere as Carolien, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Ravelry, the works. I have an Etsy shop, carolien.etsy.com or colourfulcreativity.nl. There is a Ravelry group for the podcast, the Colourful Creativity group, which you can find in the group section on Ravelry. And I saw from the corner of my eye that my co-host can't join me at the moment because this is where I have all the whips and finished objects and everything I want to show you. And he can't sit there at the moment. So he's trying to come in. And first of all, of course, Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome back to all returning viewers and welcome to all new viewers. Thank you for spending a little bit of time of your day with me and with Mr. Biggs. He also wants to wish you a Happy New Year with lots of furs, good old spurs and everything. Say hello. Hello. Yes, that was enough. So, back on the heater with him. Yeah, 2019 people. Oh my. I hope you all had a very, very nice end of the year period. If you celebrated Christmas, you had a wonderful time. I hope that at least got all your fingers, toes and everything else, eyes, stuff all in one piece. Yeah, I hate fireworks, so I have them all. I'm safe inside always. When there's fireworks outside, I do not leave the house on New Year's Eve, and the whole day I just stay inside. So, well, I guess we'll just start with an overview of 2018 because I have extensive notes, very extensive, and yeah. Not sure about you guys, but I like to do totals of what I did in a year and what I knit up, what my plans were at the beginning and what my finished things were. Also to make a plan for the new year. So I notice now that my lips might look a bit weird. I got a new lip gloss. It is some kind of purple holographic. I think you can see it pretty well. But when I put it on, it looks a bit more pink with just purple holographic. I put it on and it was really dark purple. So I took a tissue and did like that in the tissue, and now it's a bit odd gray purplish. So I'm not sure yet if that was the right one to put on, but I thought I will leave it on. I'm not gonna bother with getting it off and having all like the clown face with lipstick everywhere. Even though it's a lip gloss, I guess with the holographic glitter it would just spread out everywhere. And that would be even worse. So next time I'll just put on my regular red or pinkish red. Yeah, 2018. Ravelry has a really, really nice tab feature in there. It has index. If you go to that one, if you don't know that, you go to that one and you click the year. Then you get your finished objects in the year. So 2018, I had 35 finished objects. My goal, which I put in the challenge tab on that project page, was 27, which was 2 more than last year. I thought 27 must be doable. I always like to do 10 to 12 pairs of socks. Well, this year I managed to do 15 pairs of socks and 6 single socks. I mean, hello, that's 3 more pairs, so that's 18 pairs. Well, I do know now my speed has gone up because 12 was actually pushing it for the year before. I think I squeezed out that last one and I managed to do it. Or maybe I went with 10 because I had a little sock knitting loss of mojo after Sock Madness. So I'm not sure how many I managed that year, but it was not 15 for sure. So this year sock knitting went well. I also know my speed has gone up a lot because knitting a pair of socks in a week or 2 weeks is pretty easy. Pigs! Leave my things alone. Trying to eat the elastic cord. Jeez. You nasty bugger. Then I knit up 5 shawls and they were big ones. I didn't knit them all up this year, but I also finished 2 big ones and I started and finished 3 other ones. I finished 3 garments, of which 1 was started this year and the other 2, no, 2 were started this year and 1 was a finish of the year before. I think I started my bunny top the year before. Maybe it was a 2-year-old whip, I'm not sure. But at least I finished 3 garments, which of which 2 were mine and 1 was a kid's garment. Then 4 pairs of mittens. 1 was a pair of cold as fuck mittens, and then there were 3 pairs of fingerless mittens. I finished a 5-year-old, I think 4 or 5-year-old whip blanket, which was a lot. And I fixed some socks, which I will show you later in my finished objects. That in total, and most of it is the blanket, I know that. I knit up almost 20 kilometers of yarn. I was like, what? So that number already was worth doing, looking at the 2018 index, because that's the number I wanted to see, 20 kilometers. I then today totaled up my stash because you saw me organizing my stash last time. I have more video footage of that. I managed to do some extra decluttering, well, reorganizing, and I made clips of that. They are added at the end. The light is horrible because I did it while it was dark outside, so you have to just imagine that there's a nice color filter or something over it. It really isn't good. Robert says hi as well in there because he got up. I was up very early to let him sleep in because the cats were annoying, and yeah, well, he woke up anyways in the end and came down and was in the video. So I hope you liked that at the end. I do talk from behind the camera, so I think it's self-explanatory, but I also put my stash because there is a nice button for making it into an Excel file, and I totaled up my yardage and I have about 140 kilometers of yarn, but with 20 kilometers of yarn used in a year, that's just 7, maybe 8 years depending on the projects. I was like, what? That's not a stable. That's a good stash. And I know I'm cheating because I didn't add my commercial sock yarn and also some other yarns that I have around, like my cotton yarn. I have quite a substantial amount of cotton, of which I might do a destash someday, but I like to have some crochet cotton in my house. I'm not sure why, but it's always handy. I use cotton as scrap yarns mostly when I do mittens where I have to bind off a few stitches or put aside on scrap yarn. I put in cotton because it doesn't snag and anything. So yeah, that. So that is a pretty extensive amount of knitting. But for this year, I'm not sure if I'm gonna put the challenge more than 35 finished objects because I want to knit bigger things. I want to make garments, I want to do a lot of things, but that will follow later. First, I'm gonna show you the last bit of 2018 wrap up with finished objects and a few acquisitions that came in. So first, my Tulsi socks are finished. So as you may remember, I frogged a leg, re-knit the leg, and I did the other one as well with no patterning on the back. And they fit me perfectly now. So I'm very happy I frogged it and went with Operation Make Socks Fit. The yarn I used is Undercover Otter Wicked Little Things for the main color, and the contrast color is also Undercover Otter, and this one is called I forgot. Yeah, I forgot the colorway name. Very sorry. I'm usually pretty good, but this one I forgot. And I already, in my big cleanup, threw away the labels because I used the full 20 grams. I had maybe 3 scraps of this long left. So maybe 3 meters or something. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna save that. I'm just gonna throw it away. Ends are all woven in. Was a very good girl. I knit these on 2.5 millimeter higher sharps. Slumber Party. That's what this colorway is called. You know, in the back of your head, you know it, you know it, you know it, and it keeps nagging. The pattern is by Verena Koras, if I remember correctly, but I will already have put it down here. And I really like this. They were not too difficult to knit. I thought it would be really, really difficult with that pattern. But in the end, it was fairly easy, and I have seen the pattern coming back in other things as well now. So now I know how to do that. So, yeah. Fish lips kiss heel. And the rest is pretty simple. Oh, yes, that's what I need to tell you. This bind off, I'm not sure if you can see that. The first time I finished the first sock, I was having trouble with the bind off. The pattern suggested to go with an invisible rib bind off. I was like, what the fluff is that? Well, it's actually a tubular bind off. It's exactly the same. I had never done that, and I tried it and it looked ugly. So I got it out, and then I didn't have enough yarn for a different bind off, and I had to bind off again and again and again. The curse of the bind off. I can tell you, I broke the curse. Yes. This little bit that I had for the cuff, I used after frogging it for the toe of the second sock. So I had the same amount of ribbing left, because I knew if I would frog it and re-knit it, I would have to do 1 round less of ribbing. Hope that makes sense. And I wanted to have the 10 rounds of cuff. Well, for one of them it was yarn chicken. For the other one I had a little bit more, so it was fine. And I tried the tubular bind off again because I really liked the look of it on everyone else's projects. And now I had enough yarn, so it worked. I had like 8 times the amount of yarn of one side, maybe even 10 times. So I just measured it out. I did this and then measured it out instead of having it bunched up. And I actually like it. And it wasn't difficult at all, the tubular bind off. Yeah, it's a bit fiddly, but no, I actually enjoyed it. So here they are, a pair of finished Tulsi socks. Then, let's put it there. In other projects, making socks fit. I have 3 pairs of socks. I think I already showed you this one, because these were already done before Christmas. Robert's Christmas socks. I frogged the foot partly and then add a few rows and then did the toe again in a contrasting color. I went with the dark gray. And then also these two had to be frogged for the toe and reknit with a few rounds extra. These are my Impossible Girl socks in Quirky Rainbow, Colourful Soft Sock. And I added something about 5 or 6 rows before restarting the toe. I now have a good measure of how I want these to be when I can start the toe. My little toe has to be all the way in the sock and not just stretching it over and then it fits and your little toe is just this tiny bit out. No, they have to be all the way over that toe, because the other way around, if you knit the toe first, you start the rest just when you touch the tip of your little toe. So I was just off there, and I just, with this heel, just normal heel flap heel and gusset, I just need that bit extra room apparently, because otherwise I don't like walking on this bit of the heel, and I really have to measure it from here to there. This pair of rainbow bridges with Colourful Sock, No Rainbows Without Rain, needed a few extra rows. I have no idea how I thought that this could fit me the first time, because I think I added about 10 to 15 rows. One sock needed even more than the other. I didn't count out the rows. I'm fine with that. I just tried it on and looked, well, no, not yet, not yet, not yet. Now it's there. Maybe it is because these have more space, stockinette between it, that they don't bunch up that much, and this one has a lot of pearl ridges and that it bunches up more. I'm not sure, and frankly it doesn't matter as long as they fit me now. So that's 4 pairs of socks extra in the sock drawer. Yay. And to be honest, those last 3 socks that I only fixed, they do count as finished object, but I didn't fill in the yardage, so they don't count in the total. They were already in the total for just knitting the socks itself. I was like, that's fine. So then another finished object. Hooray! These are lateral quadrant mittens, and I finished these on New Year's Eve. Before midday even. I will put them on. There will be yarn sticking out then, because I haven't woven in the ends yet. I didn't feel like it on New Year's Day and also not on New Year's Eve. So here we are. Lateral quadrants. Pattern is by Paper Daisy Creations or Lisa Ross. As you can see, maybe they are quite long, and I did that on purpose, because on my bike I can now just do this and then bike all the way and not have the wind blowing in the hole, but just have it like that on my bike, which is awesome because I bike a lot. The yarn I used is Colourful Soft Sock in Tits Out Collective yarn. So if I want exposure, I'll get my Tits Out, the colourful version, together with Colourful Soft Sock in the colorway Aster. That's the purple one. I used 3 needles. I used 2.5mm for the corrugated ribbing. I used 2.75mm for the color work. And then I used 2.5mm for the ribbing. No, 2.25mm for the ribbing. Sorry. So 3 sizes, 2.25mm, 2.5 and 2.75. The 2.5 was because I frogged the first try, which was the Latvian Blooms mittens. And I kept the ribbing because I really liked the look of corrugated ribbing. I was like, oh, I can just save the cuff and then knit something else on it. That worked out fine, if you ask me. I did switch up the corrugated ribbing as for the colors. So this one has the pearl in Tits Out and this one has the pearl in Aster. I must say I like that one better. I didn't do it quite on purpose, it was more an accident, but now they're fraternal and I'm fine with that because I like that. I didn't have enough yarn to make this one fully with a purple cuff. I probably did have enough yarn in the end, but I was like, no, I'm not gonna play yarn chicken, and I like the front to be the same, and only difference is on the corrugated ribbing. What else is there to say about these? Not much, I think. Oh, I added this bit, just one whole quadrant. It's a very intuitive pattern. If you get the rhythm, you can just go without a pattern. And it's also very easy to make it longer. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just add one extra set going on in the pattern. I think it would also be nice to just make it pointy here and have closed mittens. But I needed a pair of fingerless ones, so here they are. And that is all the finished stuff from 2018. So now we are looking at what things was I working on in 2018 and have I brought to 2019. In this Knit Run Dig Christmassy cat and dog and animal project bag, I have my Christmas Eve cast on. My Christmas Eve cast on were socks. What a surprise. I finished almost all my socks, so I had empty needles. 3 pairs of empty needles actually, which made me really, really proud. And I actually finished this one over Christmas. I think the 27th I had a sock. 3 days. No stress. And in that time I also finished the first, or no, I knit quite a big portion of my lateral quadrant. I think I finished the first one and I had to do the second one. So here it is. A wonderful Christmassy stripy sock with golden glitter. I hope you can see that. In the end I went with Christmassy themed yarn. And here is the second sock. I just turned the heel and knit the gusset, and I'm back at knitting mindless rounds of stockinette, which I love. So as you can see, I didn't match them. I went with mismatched because I like that better. I didn't want to throw away all this. As for yarn, I could knit a whole ribbon with that, so that was a lot. This is the ball, how it looks now. You can see the golden sparkle. Very Christmassy. Yarn I'm using is from my yarn club I had last year, end of 2017, start of 2018. It is by Strikkie Strakkie and it is her Ringel-abo, so German. And this is a sock yarn with virgin wool and polyamide and polyester. Just normal sock yarn. Knitting these on 2.5mm higher sharps. I need to do quite a lot of rounds for the foot. I measured every 10 rounds and I put a marker in it to make it easier. So it's like 16, 62 rounds. Yeah, 62. I thought it was 72, but that's fine. It's only 62 rounds for the foot. After the gusset. And the gusset is also, I think, 22 rounds. So that's like 84 on the foot. But I'll try it on. This one fits me, I know. And if it's around more or around less, I will just knit that. Yeah, I don't have exactly the same size feet. I mean, my left foot is a little bit longer than my right foot. So if I've tried it on the other foot, I just have to knit a few rounds extra. But it will stretch. It's just plain vanilla, cuff down. I did a German twisted cast on, just because I actually really like the stretch in that. I was like, oh, let me do something different this time. That's the big fun of Sock Madness. You learn so many new techniques and sometimes one sticks. So I was like doing a stretchy cast on, and I love Kitchener, so just let me do a cuff down sock and not a toe up sock. I'm trying to perfect my heel flap and gusset heel as far as fit, so hoping to make it one of my favorites. After all, I was a toe up knitter and now I'm more a cuff down knitter, just because I don't like a bind off and I do love a Kitchener. The things you learn while doing. Then I have in my Owlabart yarn Rainbow TARDIS bag a other new cast on. Rainbows, hey! I forgot to tell you, the Christmas Eve cast on, or XoXo, is part of the Lazy Stupid Godless group in Ravelry. You cast on together and there are prizes, etc. But also in the Geek-tastic Fibers group. And it was a lot of fun because everyone casted on and showed their cast-ons. Yeah, just a lot of fun. And this one as well is in the Lazy Stupid Godless group, or LSG. This is West Yorkshire Spinners signature 4-ply in, I think it was Rum Punch or something. Not quite sure. It says here, it just has a number, 822. No name on it. Here's some ribbing. I cast on New Year's Eve, but I was a bit naive. I have two patterns for this. They're both free. One is from Drops and one is from Pearl Soho, and I matched it a little bit to my taste. So these are gonna be gloves, like with all fingers knit until the end, etc. I know it's gonna be tedious, but I want to try because I saw a pair of these in this colorway and they were freaking fantastic. I had to have a pair of rainbow gloves. And since my gloves are store-bought and not that nice anymore, I was like, yeah, I want to make myself a pair. So I cast on 64 stitches on 2.75mm needles. I then knit about this much of ribbing. I was like, looks a bit big. Tried it on, felt a bit big. Tried on a sock with 64 stitches on 2.5mm needles and was like, that's still too big. So I frogged it and cast on again on New Year's Day. So this is a 2019 cast on. 60 stitches on 2.5mm needles. And I hope this will be okay. It still feels a bit wide, but I guess when you put it on, it will be fine. When I'm a bit further, the ribbing will be fine. It's a long ribbing. I am following mostly the Pearl Soho pattern. It's called Gem Gloves. I'm not gonna do the gem. They're all white and they have an embroidered ring on it. I'm like, no, just no. But I am following it for the increases for the thumb and for the fingers and everything and the explanation, because that's rather okay, actually. They explain it very well. So that's number 2 I've been working on. And then we have the big one in my Frog Pea Creations sock monkey bag. And you all know, unless you're new, Monique from Frog Pea Creations has a beautiful Etsy store with all kinds of project bags, and you get 15% off with Colourful 15. In here I have all the minis from Scheepjes stone washed and river washed to make a blanket, and these are the color packs, 2 of them. Here you can see. And in this Owl About Yarn flying exploding TARDIS bag, I have the stuff I'm working on. So I am using 4.5mm crochet hook, and I finished another square. I will say I haven't touched this since finishing it, and I think last time I only had this one and I was working on these. Let me turn it around how it's gonna be. It's gonna be like a fade, and I have 2 the same of each on top of each other, and they will be like this. So dark brown, medium brown, light brown, natural kinda. And then the next one will be again a natural one with a light grey, then a medium grey and a black, almost black, really dark grey. That will be the first row, and then I have the neutrals done, and I can start with the Colourful Fun. But I'm actually thinking I'm going to start with the Colourful Fun now and make it a quadrant first, and then do the other one, because with all the neutrals I'm pretty meh about this one. So I just have to pick it up. And I'm fairly quick in crochet, so I should be making progress, but I'm not. Then, while clearing out the stash, I also found this one. Look at it. It's a beautiful star, and actually there's 2, flower or star, how you want to call it. There's 2, the other way around. This one's from red to pink, and this one from pink to red. And this is actually a cushion. I already had it over here like this. It looks really nice. I have like a thing for my head so it doesn't make it dirty, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna make it into a cushion. I planned to sew it on a round one and make it myself, but I don't like it anymore. It's not my taste anymore. So I'm gonna just crochet it together. Already have the yarn here. I'm gonna take a red and a pink together because, well, you have pink and red. And I don't have this thick cotton anymore. So I'm just gonna take these 2 together and go in between and fill it up. And then just have a pillow like this, or a cushion. So that's gonna be a quick finish, I hope. I don't know yet how I'm gonna do it with the inner cushion, because it has big holes here, and if I just do stuffing in it, it won't go. And if I take a square cushion for the inside, it will not go into all the pointy stars. So that's a bit tricky, and I don't want to sew a flower or star-shaped cushion for the inside. Well, that is whips. Oh, if anyone has a suggestion for the cushion, please let me know. Then we're going to acquisitions, because there was a little bit of extra coming in. After seeing my full stash, I am not doing cold sheep or anything. No yarn diets. Diets suck anyways. Diets never work. They only make you crave things and make it forbidden. And, well, yeah, forbidden stuff is always the thing you want. So if you can have it all, you just get the stuff you really, really want. And the same goes for yarn, the same goes for food, anything. But let me grab it. I have got my Pleistre knitting backpack. Look at it. I got it in yellow. Oh, look at it. It is so pretty. It really is so well made and absolutely gorgeous. Big sturdy zipper. That's probably one of the things I like a little bit less, because it has the teeth where you can hurt your hand. But, well, you can't have everything. In here is a project pouch. Look at that. It has a pocket with these grommets, and it has a pocket on the other side with 3 spots to put stuff, and it's nice and roomy. I mean, look at that bottom. Sorry, my throat is getting dry and I didn't get anything to drink. Silly, silly me. This one is actually soft and really, really nice. I think my laptop would even fit in this one. Look at how huge it is. It has on the back another thing for yarn and guiding it. You can put pens or needles in here, and it has the front pocket as well. That's just big and open, and I'm so happy with it. Now, I am the kind of person who's like, oh god, it's so pretty, I don't want to make it dirty, so I won't use it. So we're gonna see that I'm gonna use it. I already tried it on, of course, and it is really big. As for the handles, I put it on the single to last one, because when you wear a big winter coat, you're like with a backpack, and this one has handles that are long enough, which is awesome. And talking about the handles, let me get my other one. I will say this is the crossbody bag from Pleistre. Their website is pleistre.no, N-O, Norway. This one I told you about had a handle that didn't fit me, because when I did a crossbody on my winter coat, I couldn't even get it over my my back, because, well, there's the big blob of fabric there as well. Not sure how that hoodie thing is called. And then I found this really, really pretty leather, very long handle somewhere in a closet here. It's like, yeah, when you clean up and declutter, you can find everything. This bag I had to return to the store because it was really expensive and already broken very quickly within a year. But I didn't use this handle, I used a different handle on it. So I had this handle still at home. I was like, this can go on here. So I had to do some angry, get it off, shouty, sweary stuff. I had to take my pliers and really wiggle and get the metal parts broken on the leather strap of this. But this is still one piece, there's no problem there. And then I put this one on, and this is perfect for me. So I made it fit. In here I accidentally put in, well, not accidentally, I knew I put it in here. This is my splurge from last year. I was absolutely enabled by Angela from the Yarn and Yarns podcast. check her out. She did Vlogmas, and also she's doing now the 12 days of cast on, which is awesome. She ordered something at this store, the Spinner's Stash. Here is the card. And I was like, oh my god, I have to check it out. And I did. And I did clickety clickety click, and I had stuff. And then a bit later I had it at home. So in here I've put it in here also because of Binks. He likes to eat organza bags. He's like, give me all. Like he's not getting any food or something. Really, he gets food enough. But in here I have a beautiful spindle. Look at that. It has sparkly bits and pieces in there. And I've been meaning to get a spindle like this for very, very long. So I'm very, very happy. It's a top wattle. Not sure how you do that, how you pronounce that. But yeah, it doesn't twist like this, of course, but. And with that, I had ordered a mix of fibers as a drop spindle kit. And so there is this. Let me put it back in the right way. This little bit was a extra thank you bit of fiber. This is 2 beautiful braids. Let me get it out because the gray bags don't do it justice. Oh, there's no tags on it, so I can't tell you the name. This is something rainbowy. I'm very curious how this will spin up. It also has sparkle in it. I think it's Firestar and Angelina. And then there's this one. Does this remind you of something? It does to me. To me it looks like tits out yarn or fiber, and it's really, really pretty, these colors. I actually really gotten to love this kind of corally, bright, neonish pink. That is absolutely the thing I learned to love in 2018. Pink. So, and I have seen all the colors for next summer and spring. I'm not sure if you already saw it. I shared it this morning on Instagram. I'm like, drool. It's color galore. I love that. I'm very happy we do not get any gray in spring and summer. No gray, no black. Base color is brown. So I can finally replace some basics, I hope. Because my base color really is a brown. And also some navy. But brown is one of my favorites for leggings and stuff. And the only thing I could get at the moment was black. And I don't wear that. So, yeah. This one was also in that Spinner's Stash packet. And I kept it safe from everything. So I could unpack it here. There is a beautiful rainbow bat. Like nice and bright with bright neon pink. And sparkles, of course, sparkles. So that was a big splurge. That was just, oh my god, I like it, I'm gonna have it. Afterwards I was like, why did I want to have it? Well, I know it because it looks pretty. And it is pretty. But I didn't need it at all. I have a lot of stash to spin. But okay, I got it and I'm happy with it. And I will spin it up because that's one of the goals for next year. Spin more. Let me check my notes because I have that. And then we still have advent calendars. First up is the last 6 days of my Squiggle Yarn Co. yarns. Like this, Carolien, like this. So, look at that. It's a bit darker, but it looks very pretty in total with the rest. I'm gonna share a photo of that here because I haven't made it yet. The light today is perfect to make photos, so I will add them to the rest and then show you the photo here. And I will do the same for my Herbstblatt Regina yarn. Here is the last few days. I'm actually thinking I really like this one. Bright. All is bright. Yeah. Thinking of making with Regina's one, the Dust of Snow wrap. I forgot the designer, Helen. Yeah. And it stops there. And she uses a white mohair, and I do have two, I can't call it balls, it's fluffs of mohair, old ones from Drops. But I also found two green ones, and I am actually tempted to go with the green because there's quite some green shades in Regina's Advent, like this one, Lebensbaum. And the green is a bit like this one. It's a bit mossy green-ish. And I think the green will suit me better than a white, because that white fluff will probably make it even more pastel. And you know me, give me bright stuff, please. With Regina's Advent calendar, I also had day 25, a big skein, which is really, really pretty. All is Calm is what it's called. This is a specific Advent 2018 colorway. Look at that. Really nice speckled colors. Yellow, green, red. Also some aqua. Yeah, pretty. Very pretty. And probably very nice for some socks. I love that base. It's soft sock. I'm thinking something like the fairy lights or something pattern. Not sure yet. Or the icicle. I don't even know what it's called. I just know it when I see it. And I think I have the pattern from some of that also in my queue or in my library on Ravelry because of Sock Madness. One of the years there was a really nice one with on the top some icicle kind of thing. So, yeah, there was plenty of yarn. My table is filled with stuff again. I still have some and keeping it back for next episodes because I know it will ease a bit. There will not be that much yarn coming in anymore. I try to be sensible and I have to leave it somewhere, so I have to start knitting up stuff. And when I knit up stuff, I can have more room to buy stuff, but until then, like I said, it's not a diet, it's just being more sensible and not just buying single skeins because they're pretty. But I need to have a plan. And the plan for 2019 is to knit sweaters and garments. So, yeah. I made a Make 9 photo and shared it on Instagram. I will show it to you here. First is a little cat, a Little Beans the cat, pattern by Linda Dawkins. Yeah, and I want to make it a cat toy and use my hand spun yarn for the first time. I have not knit with my own hand spun yet, which is ridiculous because I have that stuff and it's beautiful and I should use it. I keep everything because it's a shame to use it. Well, no, it's a shame not to. Also there is a happy hand spun along. So use your hand spun a little bit more and motivate you to do that in the Happy Knitting podcast. I'm looking down at my notes for that. Then the garments. There are 5 garments on there. 1 sweater and 4 cardigans. So I'm probably going to start with the Portulaca cardigan, for which I am using Drops Nepal in this beautiful green colorway. It just has a number 7 to 3/8 Nepal mix. This is also the yarn my mom is using for a antler cardigan for my gran, and she's using a really soft pink, and it's already almost finished. So seeing her fly through that cardigan makes me like, okay, maybe I should knit on bigger needles and do a little bit thicker yarn from time to time. I still need to swatch though. So, but that will be the first one to cast on, and I'm casting it on for 2 knit-alongs actually. The Use What You Have knit-along in Mumpit's Ravelry group. I have this yarn for probably 2 years and the pattern for a little bit longer because I really want to knit it for a really long time, but I'm just too scared to cast on something that big. Yeah. Now is the time to cast on big things. And if they don't fit, that's a shame. I can make them fit or I can give them away, but at least I'm gonna try knitting them. The next knit-along I'm doing this for is the This One's For Me knit-along from Vicky Bird Designs. And she's also the one of Show Off Your Woolly Socks we did in last November. Well, I did actually do more of knitting for someone else than I expected in the last 2 months of the year. I am still working on Robert's Frolicking Deer Head, but I haven't touched it in 2 weeks, 3 weeks-ish. And also I have to knit a pair of socks for my godson because his birthday is again in March, and then I will be having Sock Madness, so no last minute gift knitting for him. I already finished the socks for my goddaughter last year because I knit a pair that was too big. And those are still waiting for her. So probably those will be fine. So I only have to do 1 pair for them. They are both having the birthdays in March 1 and March 12. So really close together. So I always go 1 time, big party, etc. Then on my Make 9 photo, there was also the Marled Mania cardigan. I talked to you about that in the episode 75. I showed you all the yellow yarn I want to use, and I still have to pick out the ribbing, but I'm not gonna cast that on before the Portulaca cardigan. Then there's the spike sweater, which which probably will be something yellow and teal, knowing me. Might be purple and yellow, I'm not really sure yet. It's gonna be my own hand-dyed yarn, and I will have to make that. And I will first have to start dyeing again, which will be probably very soon, I hope next week. Then there's the Rainbow Party Cardi, which I love. My mother-in-law is knitting it at the moment, so I'm actually like, yeah, I want to cast on. Yeah, I want to cast on. It's also my own hand-dyed yarn, and I have plenty of that in stock, so I can start right away. And then there's the Zest cardigan, for which I'm probably gonna use Knit Picks palette in really bright canary, I think canary yellow, something like that. It was really bright and it's really pretty, and I have that in my stash for years again. 2, maybe 3 years. I had it in a swap because, well, here in Holland you can't buy from Knit Picks. I just asked her if she could order me a whole package of that same color because I love it. But now I really have to start using it. There's also 3 pairs of socks on my Make 9, and they are all scrappy socks. There's the Pixel Rise socks by Camper Ray. Mad Mix, I'm not sure who designed those again. And there's the Somewhere socks, and the Somewhere socks I'm gonna do in February for the Lots of Socks knit along by Paper Daisy, who also designed the Somewhere socks. They're like the rainbow, colorwork socks. So that's the plan. with those socks. I always try and do about 12 pairs of socks a year since I started sock knitting. So we'll see. I'm gonna do Sock Madness again. That's the plan. So that will be a few pairs of socks, I hope, for myself. And yeah, I think most of them will be for myself and for Robert, because that's what I like to knit for him or for me. I hope to make some shorty socks, because that's where I lack a lot. I want to throw away almost all commercial socks, because I really like to wear my own hand knit socks. I'm actually going strong in almost wearing them every day and not wearing commercial socks except for tights. No, I'm not gonna knit myself some tights because they will be too warm and scratchy for me. I just like the thin stuff you get from the store in nice and bright colors. Further, I have some whips. I have my breathing space sweater. I have my frolicking deer head, like I told you. I have Viagante. I have some Pippi Longstocking rainbow knee-high socks. I have the Wonder Woman wrap, and I have two animals I'm knitting. A crochet giraffe that's already 4 or 5 years old whip, just because I hate amigurumi. But I still really want to finish that one, so I try one leg and then put it away for a year again. I hope to finish it. And I have Tarragon the little dragon. And well, knitting something on DPNs, like, ugh, I just don't really like that. I don't enjoy it, but I do enjoy that little dragon, so it just has to get his paws and then it's finished. It's not a lot of work left on it. And I hope to finish it before Sock Madness, because it was a Sock Madness mascot from last year. Oops. So yeah, that's a lot of rambling, and that's almost an hour of video, and I still have to add the extras at the end. So, well, I'm not gonna apologize. I just have a lot to tell you. I did have a lot of plans. I did have a lot of recap from last year, and there was a lot of yarn. So, for shop news, I have some bad news. I will start with that. The German Post has decided to not allow the way of shipping I did anymore. We used to be able to send it as a maxi brief, that's what it's called in Germany, so a maxi letter. And we could go up to 500 grams, up to a kilo, or up to 2 kilos. But they only allow letters in that format anymore. They do not allow it to be goods. Which means that the only way to send stuff now is as a package. And you can guess, there's no steps in it anymore. It's just up to 2 kilos, one price. They made it a different price for Europe and a different price for international worldwide. That means the rate for international has tripled from 7.5 to 20 plus. I'm very unhappy with that. I'm guessing you will be too. But it's still a fair price that I ask. It's just the price they ask, including taxes. Because I have to ask taxes on top of my shipping, because I have to pay them to the tax office. I can't help it. So I shouldn't be apologizing, but still I am. I'm very sorry it got that expensive, but I am not asking more than it is. I have put my shop on holiday mode because I have to do the calculations, because lots of countries in Europe have different prices, like Hungary, Bulgaria, Scandinavia, Germany, Belgium, all different. It's like, wow. So I have to change up some things. That will probably also mean I won't be shipping from Germany again, and will ship just from the Netherlands, because it's easier for me admin wise, and also the whole I don't have to go to the German post office extra again, which also means I can ship faster because I can do it on my bike almost every day, and otherwise my husband can go there, and there's like 4 different post offices from here to his work. He works 10 kilometers away, so 4 is a decent guess. Yeah, that's the bad news. The good news is I will be dying again, and also the shop is still fully stocked. And with that, I guess we're at the end. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to tell you, so let's leave it at that. If you want, you can tell me anything in the YouTube comment box or in the Ravelry group in the chatter from this episode. And I will see you back again, hopefully in a week, otherwise hopefully in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks I will have a little procedure done, so I might just hop on next week so I can skip 1 week after that. I will see the plastic surgeon for a nose job. I have something here on top of it and I want it gone because it's always annoying with my glasses. It's irritating me. And the doctor was like, yeah, I can get that. We're gonna remove that. So if you see me with a big blob there, then you know I had it done. And otherwise, hopefully I can do it before that. And you don't have to see me with a big bandage or something. So, bye-bye. See you next time.
Sorry about the light, guys. And I'm trying to keep my voice down because Robert is still asleep. He had his Christmas party yesterday from the company. Came in bed not too late, but still a bit late. And the cats were awake with me at 6:15. So I got up. It's now a little after 7:30, so I am organizing my stash. I thought I'd take you with me. So here we have pile sock yarn, but different. Cashmere, sparkle, Donegal, twist. Binks is checking out the regular sock yarn, so the virgin wool, and it appeared that I only had like 5 skeins or something of that. This is different, which I had to take to the table. Oh, he wants his attention. Early morning, mister. And this is leftovers. This is miscellaneous and also leftovers. That is a box of 75-25 merino, but also some 80-20 merino. This is different weight. DK. Probably all DK because bigger than DK is pretty rare, or it's my own hand dyed, which has to move to a different box. On the table here I had to check this sweater quantity, and this sweater quantity is going into the box of different weight. I still have to do and sort my own hand dyed, but this one has to go in there. That is my sweater project. This one will be picked up at 9:15 because it's sold. Then we go back, and here you can see my new backpack has arrived. It's there. These are all orders. Stash. There, de-stash. And that's the box I was going to be opening now. Sorted that stuff. The bottom one is all soft sock. So Scrim Sock by Undercover Otter, Oak Hazel Soft Sock by Herbstblad Regina. It's all the same base, same brand we buy. There is a big stash of Vildar lamb wool, and that's gonna be a blanket. Then there is commercial yarn, the merinos by Enrico mostly. And then here This box is also commercial stuff. Knit Picks palette, sweater quantity, and then some oddballs of self-striping and my Unicat. So, and then I have this one, and this one is what I'm using for excess overflow commercial stuff. And I have to see how I can manage to fit this stuff in. And that's my self-striping box. It's already full, which sucks because I have some extras. There's 3 skeins that have to fit in there, so that's gonna go in a bigger box. Oh, and my bag of lace yarn is now overflowing, so yeah. I'm gonna have to do something about that. I'm gonna have to find an empty box for that. So the shuffle is on. So I think I'm done. Robert is awake now, so he might pop in just about in 20 seconds or so. So I thought I'd do it quick. Still de-stash, but empty boxes. 2 empty. 1 big one, 1 small one. Of course I got the camera. Then I have this stack of 4, which will go up in the cat room. 75/25 merino nylon and sorts. Other yarn, MCN, bamboo, sparkle, high twist. Leia is seeing Robert for the first time in the morning. Oh, my husband looks like the UPS man.
Yes.
Lace and self-striping, 1 box. That is DK thicker yarns. I think maybe 1 worsted weight, maybe 2. I just only do fingering. And a little bit of lace. This is commercial stuff with Unicat. So schoppel, zauberbal, lang yarns, Knit Picks, sweater quantity of palette. Yes, I want a yellow cardigan. Underneath there is interesting. This is commercial stuff. Partially Noro, partially just commercial sock yarn by Arvetta, Debbie Bliss. And then I have my BFL and Virgin wool in here. The blends with nylon because of sock. That's my blanket, and that's commercial other stuff. Here is some mohair, and this is Rico, Aaron and DK. These 2 are going in the attic. These 6 are in the cat room, and then there's this. Still have to sort out and photograph all my hand-dyed collection. This is all the soft sock. I added some partial skeins to that. And then here is my singles. And this is now leftovers that have to go with the rest of the minis and leftovers. And this has to go into the undyed miscellaneous. So I sorted it, guys. It's done. I hope this was helpful for you guys. And I would also love to see your stash videos.